Hello everyone, my name is Kayra Kılıç. In this video, I'll present my Physics 102 lab project. In my experiment, I aim to demonstrate the effect of different parameters involved in capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor. Now let me explain the theory of the experiment. Firstly, using the capacitance formula displayed, it was expected that the capacitance would show a linear relation with the area and an inversely proportional relation with the separation distance. Then, when the electric of a certain thickness is introduced in the system, the displayed formula was expected to be observed. It was expected that the capacitance would increase with the introduction of the electric, and that as thickness of the dielectric increases, the capacitance would increase. Finally, the formula displayed was expected to be observed when a box wrapped in conductor was inserted between plates, and that capacitance would increase. Now let me introduce my experiment setup. In the experiment, I used a multimeter with capacitance measuring mode, a ruler with millimeter divisions, aluminum foil, cardboard, binder clips, a 2 cm thick paper stack, and a tape. Firstly, the parallel plates were prepared by wrapping aluminum foil onto square cardboards of area 400 square centimeters, 650 square centimeters, and 900 square centimeters. Then a 1 cm thick box of area 400 square centimeters was wrapped in aluminum foil. The same was done for a 2 cm thick box. Using these equipment, my experiment consisted of 4 stages. In the first stage, the distance between parallel plates of areas 400 square centimeters, 650 square centimeters, and 900 square centimeters were separated by 2 centimeters and measurements were performed. In the second stage, capacitance of a plate of 400 square centimeters was measured at different separation distances from 1 cm to 3.5 cm with 0.5 cm increments. In the third stage, a 1 cm thick paper stack was inserted between parallel plates, and measurements were performed at different separation distances from 1 cm to 3.5 cm with 0.5 cm increments. The same procedure was applied for 1.5 cm and 2 cm thick paper stacks. In the fourth stage, boxes wrapped in aluminum foil of thickness 1 cm and 2 cm were inserted between parallel plates. Capacitance measurement was performed at separation distances from 1.5 cm to 5 cm with 0.5 cm increments. The graphs of measurements were examined. From graph of capacitance versus area, it was observed that graph was linearly increasing as expected. From the graph of capacitance with respect to separation distance with air in between, the inverse proportionality meets the expectations. In the graphs of capacitance versus separation distance with different thicknesses of the electric paper, the inverse proportionality may be observed. In addition, despite high errors in this section of this experiment, with the increase in thickness of the electric paper, an increase in capacitances at certain distances may be observed. In the graph of capacitance versus distance for 1 cm and 2 cm thick foil-wrapped boxes compared to no foil-wrapped box, a shift was observed. The capacitance increased with the introduction of a foil-wrapped box. But also, it was observed that a shift on the separation axis consisting of thickness of the box occurred as expected. In general, the errors in the experiment were attributed to preparation of the plates and human error adjusting separation distances despite the use of a ruler. However, the errors, particularly in the third section of the experiment, where the effect of the electric material was tested, were high. The error in that section was attributed to the properties of the used paper, diverging from the theoretical values used for the paper. This issue could be resolved by using tested dielectric materials. Overall, the experiment was performed successfully and the sources of error were analyzed. The error could be further minimized by decreasing the human involvement, performing the experiment in a better controlled environment, using more precise and accurate measuring devices. It is concluded that the experiment successfully demonstrated the effects of different parameters, fulfilling the aim of the experiment. Thank you for listening.